Alright, what we're going to do is this. I'm going to do another video because each day in recovery is a new day that you get and you can learn more. But why can't I stop drinking? That's what the individual will say to themselves. That's what I said to myself for years. You know, in 12/17, that right there will be 9 years coming up from there without even going back into those places. You know, real quick, I have a lot of experience in the treatment centers. And real quick, ment means mind. Treat the mind. And see, we're not into this. That's nowhere. That's nowhere. What's going on with me was in nothing that I went through, that this physical being went through. That it was this. What's doing this was not one of those places. Now we had to go through hell, you know, because I already knew this. Some people that have been in detoxes and rehabs or jail, they already know that they can stay sober in there. But it's out here that they can't stop drinking. Do you understand what I'm saying? How do you stay in that same mindset? Some of y'all have never been in trouble. You never been to a program or nothing. You've got 3 months, 3 days, 3 weeks, doesn't matter. And then you fall off. You know what I'm saying? And then you go home and you just search forever. So the eyes are still, everywhere you go, there's ads. There's commercial. It's everywhere. Okay? One of the things is once we cross the line with a physical addiction and the brain becomes dependent, it's the brain's tricked. Okay? That substance, what's happened is it's all this caliphos, all the cells in your brain have been depleted by that substance, and that's what causes the withdrawals and the shakes and all that. Okay? In the process, there's those terror thoughts and thinking. Well, if you go to their structures, they just give you pills, and that don't do nothing. That just slows that down. But not until you start putting into the anatomy, the material that it's made of, then you'll get better. But see, we don't know that. This system is designed for you to ignore someone like me that's working on fucking 9 years against the whole damn thing. You're in there and here, you're designed. He ain't got a piece of paper. It's experience through all that bullshit. Okay? Now listen to me. And look, y'all against me in the medical industry, you memorize this to make money. There ain't a damn one of y'all that do this to help better society. No, you don't. Shut up. You go party and you do all that other shit. People like me have to buy your shit, study it, and the real shit. And be from the hospital bed. Only to just ignore him. It's like, I would be like, what do you, because people do reach out and they're like, dude, listen. So what I'm going to do is this. Okay, why can't I stop drinking is your thing. Alright, this is something that you might see this in some, so I'm not going to say it is not anywhere. But I never saw this. I'm going to use their own shit against them. What is an impulse? By definition, right off the rip, out of Dorland's Pocket Medical Dictionary, right off the rip, an impulse is a sudden pushing force. Okay. Wow. It's a sudden pushing force. A sudden, uncontrollable determination to act. It just says it right here. A sudden, uncontrollable determination to act. But see, here's the thing though. Once you get out of the world, the impulse that you have is connected. And you don't know it to all this up there that you don't know anything about. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I ain't watched the news in going on a half a decade. We're trying to tell you, it's not fucking real. He's crazy. Okay, let's keep going. A sudden, uncontrollable determination to act. 3, nerve, cardiac, movement of the chest wall caused by the heartbeat. The impulse that causes, now we're getting into all this, a pathologic nerve impulse that begins in the middle of an axon and proceeds simultaneously towards the cell body and the periphery. The electrochemical process propagated along nerve fibers. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere. People are like, oh, we already know that. Yeah, but what's the key word? Chemical. Electrochemical process propagated along nerve fibers. Along nerve fibers. Well, this is, the nerve fibers is your caliphos. Do you understand? And you're going to get more potassium phosphate out of beets. Beets. B-E-E-T-S. Okay, if you're going to get real and you drink smoothies and stuff, get the leaves, throw it in there. Get quinoa seeds. Yeah, you'll build the iron in your blood. And you'll build all this fluid up in here. And you'll have a better chance. Because the whole thing is nobody ever puts anything in there that they need. Everybody's seen sodas and everything. I mean, just because you quit drinking, you're still killing the anatomy. Listen, I hadn't drank soda. It's been 35 years. Or 36, something like that. So that's why, like my teeth, even though I dip, I haven't had that constant sugar here and going here. So I'm saying, you quit drinking, then people come in the meetings with a coffee that big. We didn't, listen, this needs to say this. Why can't I stop killing myself? Okay? Well, for one, the cells are depleted. Electrochemical propagated along the nerve fibers. Okay? Alchemical, in y'all's world, means Satan. No, it don't. That means your anatomy. Alchemical, Egypt even means your anatomy. Physics is physical. It's all a lie. It's physical. Okay? But when you destroy the electrochemical, whatever nerve fibers in the nervous system too, then the impulse is never there to change. The impulse is always going to be there. Does that make sense? You have to change the fucking song. Do you understand? Get out from the TV. Get out from the computer. You have to start looking up. You have to start... The mind works with the body as far as exercising. Reading, letting your eyes focus on long distance objects, smelling flowers, your faculties and senses. All that has to be unlocked. Okay? And see, and that's the whole deal is when there's so much trying to come through me, but I don't have the worldly education and wording to grab the person's attention, and it's not meant to grab their attention. Then you get into the spirit realm, which is real, because this is Al-Kul, and then Ahrimanic mindsets is what people have. So what you've done is you've fought through. You're fighting. Listen to this. Which brings up this too. You're fighting Alcool. You are fighting Arimon. And if you're going to the pharmacy, you're fighting Cersei. Those are three huge players when it comes to the other side and this realm too. And y'all, people will go, he is crazy. It's like, go look up. Arimon will not allow you to look up. Arimon goes right inside and sits down. Just go sit there, eat pills. What do alcoholics do? Go sit there and drink beers. So what do the people do that obey, that takes the pills all the time? They just go inside too and watch TV like an alcoholic, except they are doing the right thing. See how huge that the road is that you're going to have? So why can't I stop killing myself is the name of it. It's for you. And until all this is changed, all this, these irises right here are designed to look up. These are to look at the lights up there. Those lights charge your brain the same way that the TV and the pills charges the stupid people to keep obeying and complying with the system. Okay? Now, just because people have quit drinking and they've got time, yeah, well, they might have 9 years on pills. That shit's going to kill them. Now they've fucked up their anatomy too. Once again, man, I ain't dying. You are still dying. I'll be 47, I think. Wait. 47 or 48. December the 7th. Okay? Where's anybody my age that's been through all this shit and all these, everything? I ain't worked out in 3 years and I'm still was because of my job, but I know what the anatomy is made of. I know what to eat, what not to eat at times. I'm not perfect, but I know how to build the fluid in the brain. The people that can't stop drinking do not know shit about this. They go to these fucking centers that don't know shit about that either. All they know how to do is prescribe fucking medicine or bring your pills in. I'll never forget it. I went to a place and they were like, you don't have any meds? And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm just trying to quit drinking. They're like, oh, well, I mean, everybody's got meds. And I'm like, no. I took vitamins and they were like, well, we got to check these. And it's like, fucking vitamins. It's ludicrous. Now the whole fucking rehab's loaded on Cersei and Arimonic medication, just zoned out of their mind, which destroys the nervous system still. And the pills, by rule, numb and cool the liver. Listen, the pills numb and this is a machine. I don't feel like taking it apart, but when it cools the liver, numbs it. Whatever you eat, as far as good, the pills, the chemicals in the pills flush what you need for the anatomy out, and it absorbs the chemicals and toxins, and then slowly deteriorates the body. It's the same way alcohol just deteriorates the brain. It sucks. Look, let me show you something right fast. All right. This is what I'm trying to tell you about withdrawals. Okay, when the brain doesn't have the material that it needs, okay, Parkinson's and all that's created from a deficiency of caliphos and everything else. The brain starts sucking the cells from down here. And then when this runs out and that runs out, then what the fuck happens? Withdrawals. And then you go get pills. And it just numbs what the body's going through. And that's why you got to take more. And then, yeah, you eventually stop fucking shaking, but you know what? It could have been knocked out way sooner if you put what the anatomy's made of in there. Then you've got a better chance at saying, I can stop drinking. And nobody knows what to put in them. They don't know. They don't have a fucking clue. And I've tried to tell people, I can go back to the journals of all this. You've got to learn how to eat the same thing every fucking day. You got to quit going out to eat. You got to drink water all day long. And people can't do that. They do not have the discipline. It was never instilled in them early in life, and they've got the fucking attitude. My life's just fine on these pills, and it's like, yeah, it's insane. So now let's read Impulsion, blind obedience to internal drives, without regard for acceptance by others or pressure from the superego, seen in children and in adults with weak defensive organization. But what causes a weak defensive organization? TV, pills. When a baby's listen, down the road there'll be no women having babies. It's coming way down the road. You don't understand what they've done. So when a baby, certain bloodlines and genes, doesn't matter what color, black, white, or brown, when they're vaxxed and the mama's doing the right thing, slave thing, and then it fucking alters the chemicals, the chemistry, the alchemistry within the baby's anatomy before it even comes to this world. It's insane on all accounts to think that y'all are that ignorant to say, I gotta have it, and then you go drink sodas and energy drinks that kill you faster than that. You don't need that. It's what you're fucking eating and drinking. Okay, but it's crazy. The superego, I don't know what is that, the cerebellum, because that's what your ego is. But impulsion implies blind obedience to internal drives. Okay, so we have a blind obedience. Right? It says it right here. We're using their shit for alcoholism. You have a blind obedience that you do not know how to recognize. And that's what we've done is in this inventory of why I can't stop drinking, is you have a blind obedience to a substance. It's an internal drive. Now, what causes that internal drive? Drive implying computer. The RAM is the cerebrum right here. The RAM of the computer stores memory. This stores memory right here. So the more that you see, the more commercials, the more fucking displays. Look how good that is. That creates the impulsion. That creates the drive to relapse. Even though you didn't do it that day, it goes in there in the brain, that monster of a relapse. Trust me. It's in me, it's in you, it's however long you've had. Every relapse gets worse because it's the motherfucking alcohol and it's meant to destroy us. Does that make sense? Yes, it does. Without regard for acceptance by others. Okay. What would be a good example of blind obedience? Blind obedience is waking up and never expecting to buy that 24 ounce that day. So how do we fight? How do we fight an internal drive that has been programmed within us the same way that you would program a computer? Like I said earlier, everything has to change. You are a battery. Right now, your impulse and your circuit is seeking, but it's seeking the wrong places. You keep looking for everything out here when it's inside and it's up there. That's where you will stop if you change the impulse to what it is your drive is. When you can accept that the whole thing's a lie. Ain't nobody here. And that you are actually a fortunate, lucky one to bust out of because if you can get out of it, you'll see the people sicker than any alcoholic. They are so consumed with this world, this materialistic world, and they're so emotional for it, and they're taking all that shit with them when they die. It's disgusting on all accounts. It is very fucking gross. And this is what's funny is look, it's like, you think that's made by accident, like a Bible? No. It's stupid. It is fucking crazy. And listen, just Google this. Those of y'all that are sort of confused right now, just Google this. Just Google pharmakia and keep looking, and you'll find out that that means sorcery. And that's Mother Circe. Okay? Circe. Circe, which goes into Kirky, Captain Kirk, Star Trek, and then Kirk goes into the word church, Chruch. Church goes right back to Circe. Circe controls the churches. Listen, y'all, people ain't got a clue of what's going on. But you got to give it to these people. See, and their nerve fibers and all their senses and faculties have been created around radio like yours and all this. You got to get rid of it. Sensory perception is what it is. And once you can realize that your whole existence, you've got millions of images of alcohol in there. That's why you can't. You've heard it over and over. You can't admit you got a problem because, oh, they're fucking drunk. Yeah, see what I mean? You just got, it's a fucking mess in there. That's why you can't. You got so much shit in there, you don't know how to get it out. That's the reason you can't fucking quit. Right there. And another thing is once you get out of this world, see, this means money. Treat the mind. Don't cure it. Just treat it. You understand? And I can show you, I mean, listen, we're in a generational slave system you don't know anything about. That's why I said if you've popped out and you're watching this, you are fucking very lucky and very fortunate. And people will comment on this, so driven by the Ahrimanic materialistic world, their emotions, which are not fucking heavenly or spiritual. They'll blast their venom of blasphemy on comments saying, this man's crazy. I've got 17,000 years in fake universities learning fake shit, and we worship this right here. Well, we just wiped our ass with it. Do you understand what I'm saying? That alone creates an impulse. We know that's the drive that takes us. It's the impulse. It's the blind obedience. You know, I mean, it's crazy. Their liquor stores are everywhere. Your job is literally impossible almost if you're watching this and you're trying to get better. I'm talking about impossible. But see, and you are a circuit, so it should make sense. Listen, the magnetic field's real, and if you eat food from the ground, it will charge you. You will get better just from the food. And I need to do a video for you about leaves and roots and stuff. Because see, when you start getting into eating stuff coming out of the ground, then you get into the lights up there. Like Saturn. Look, check this out. That light, it's not, y'all throw your shit away. That's a light. Okay? And let's say this is the ground, Saturn, Jupiter, Mars. And then what is it? Venus, Mercury, the moon. Depending on Saturn's rays, penetrate and give the roots. Your bones are because of Saturn. The middle finger is Saturn. It's crazy. The light. That's the good stuff of it. But the roots, that's why we should know how to break down some of the roots, because you're eating what charges the roots. And you'll be like, this man's crazy. You're an Ahrimanic spirit. You don't know who you are. Once you can accept that you're under mass sorcery, mass sorcery. But then again, you want your whole upbringing of Disney and cartoons and sports and shit. You can't think this hard. You're just gonna go follow the fucking herd into oblivion, into bullshit. And see, and this consciousness is already there. Even if you quit, remember, you're still in this system. And people will always say, well, we're doing the best we can. No, you're not. You got to keep going. You got to keep going. And then once you understand those lights, that's why you never taught farming. You never taught to eat anything natural. Just go to fast food. Yeah. And that shit kills you just like alcohol. Look at them. They're all over there dying of all kinds of diseases. And we get the same ones. Only we get caught hell. You think if they put a story out there that said, why the fuck can't y'all stop eating so much food and getting stupid and sick? They can't, because then everybody would feel horrible, but then they wouldn't. Anyways, there's, in a nutshell, love you.